Good afternoon, family, and welcome back to GodSpeed, where we provide you a weekly market overview for the Lexus LC500 and other Lexus models. This week, pricing softens for the 2018 models, with prices in the low 60s for high mileage options, mid 60s for average mileage options, and upper 60s to mid 70s for low to the absolute lowest mileage options possible. On tonight's episode, I'm actually showcasing two LCs that have average to high mileage, but absolutely deserve a closer look because of their full picture specs, and a 21 option that is literally the best Lexus LC500 deal on the market. So let's get into it. First up, family, we've got all the way to the left, a gorgeous 2018 performance package. So remember, this has got everything: the carbon fiber top, the retractable spoiler, the carbon fiber scuffs, the 21-inch aluminum wheels. This one has black exterior, or the caviar exterior, and the toasted caramel, which looks absolutely beautiful on this combo. We've got a clean one owner certified vehicle here coming in at $61,988. Now, it has 70,000 miles on the vehicle. We talked about last week, 50,000 miles is the average. So this one is about 20,000 miles over average for a 2018 Lexus LC500. If it was a traditionally daily driven car, 70,000 miles for a 2018 would actually be on par. It would be the average for any other car. But because most people don't drive these every single day, we're taking off about 20,000 miles and calling average for the LC500 50,000 miles. But family, either way you look at this vehicle is absolutely stunning, right? You can see I kind of created just a front end view up here, but the paint looks exceptional. It's got the carbon fiber lower grille insert already in it. The interior looks immaculate. And again, we've got one owner who drove this for the entire 70,000 miles, and Lexus has already did their full certification on it. I'm telling you right now, if you're in the market for a darker option, you love that toasted caramel and you want the very top of the line spec that you can get, you absolutely have to at least look at this vehicle, right? And then, you determine if this is something that 70,000 miles is going to scare you away. Now, here's the interesting thing I will say about this is that at a certified vehicle, you're going to get the next 2 years or 24,000 miles, all the maintenance covered. So this one's going to be very interesting. And if I'm purchasing this vehicle, guys, I got to do some research. I don't know if this car has a timing belt or if it has a timing chain. If it has the timing belt, I'm absolutely going to negotiate with the dealer on this one and say, hey guys, if that timing belt is supposed to be done at a interval that's outside of my 2 years, 24,000 miles certification coverage, if you'll include that, I'll absolutely purchase the vehicle. Because, doing these Lexuses, that's the most expensive maintenance that you're going to have with the vehicle. And I've never done it on the LC500, but of course with my other Lexus vehicles, I mean, that could range anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. So I would assume it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive on the LC500. But there's the leverage or the negotiation that I would take into a deal like this if it's certified with 70,000 miles. Okay, let's go all the way to the right. We've got another 2018, and man, this must be performance package night because this one's performance package as well. All the bells and whistles, all the goodies. This one's got the ultra white exterior with the red Alcantara. This one's also clean. This one is a two owner. It's certified, coming in at $63,734. This one's got 59,000 miles, so arguably it's right there in the average mileage for a 2018. Now, here's what I'm going to say about this vehicle is that I've been watching this, and let me tell you, this dealer is absolutely motivated to sell. And here's why I'm saying that. Before I could even post this, they dropped the price again. So on yesterday, this price was $63,834. They dropped it. It's only $100, but I think reading between the lines here, what we can see is that they're absolutely motivated to sell. And I would, if I'm looking for a vehicle, right, this white combination, this one's got the black wheels on it. If I'm looking for that combination, I'm absolutely going in with awareness that they're ready to sell. It's also end of month, so I think it's a strategic time to pick up a vehicle, particularly this one if you're looking for it. Now, last but not least, we got to talk about what I'm calling the absolute best Lexus LC500 deal on the market. And here's why. This one's a 2021, again, performance package, top of the line, ultra white, red Alcantara interior, carbon fiber everything, clean, one owner. This one's certified as well, 41,599 miles. The price on this is $77,970. Now, this week, they dropped the price on this thing by $3,000. It's hard to see because of my little icon up here, but this one is an end of the month special, right? Now, when you see a dealer put that information out there, you better believe they've got a little bit more flexibility, even if we're only talking a couple $100 on this one, right? But I was looking back at my actual reviews, and on the 14th of April, so just a little bit over maybe 45 days ago, this vehicle was $83,475. 45 days later, you've saved $5,000 on this car. Now, I'm serious. If this was in my budget and I didn't already have my vehicle, I would absolutely be looking at this. And I know the reason I'm kind of calling this out, because I know from a lot of your feedback on the polls, you know, you guys are looking for, some of you are looking for 2021. Some of you want this white package, the white exterior rather, with the red interior. Some of you want the full-on carbon fiber bits and additions, and you're not going to find a better option on the market. Again, these miles may be a little scary for some, but again, I think you got to absolutely look that there's no way somebody put 41,000 miles on a vehicle in 2 years if they didn't put it on the highway quite a bit. So I'm thinking a lot of that was a lot easier on the engine, and definitely not revving from red light to red light like a lot of us who are driving these vehicles might do just to have fun with them. So, you know, family, I love what we've got optioned out here. We've got an amazing episode tonight. You know, let's take a final look at the best options on the market for the month of May. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let's go. All right, family, let's take a final look at the LC500 marketplace for the month of May. So we're coming in at about 240 vehicles being offered on the market as of now. And what we've seen this week as it relates to price drops is two 2021 price dropped by over $3,000 each. So that tells a tremendous story, especially once you see that we also had two 2018s, which dropped by an average of $1,500 each. So this week we see that trend where we're seeing better and more reductions in the 2021s than we are in the 2018s continue forward. Okay, let's look at the market and see what vehicles we have to offer. I'm really liking, actually, Superstition Springs Lexus actually has two. One of the vehicles I put in the intro, and here is another one, a little higher in price than the one that I showcased, but this one's also got half the miles it does. So what we've got here is we've got an ultra white with the Riojo red interior, Alcantara. This one is going to be a not a performance package, sorry, a sports package, plus the rear factory spoiler. I'll tell you, the more I see those, I just absolutely love them. I found out recently though that those are absolutely not 3M taped on. They are bolted on. So it's an installation of about an hour from the dealer. And it is absolutely holes in the trunk to get that done. So if anybody's looking to install one of these, just know that it's absolutely going to mean drilling into your trunk. And I would absolutely recommend it from the Lexus dealership. And from what I've found out, it's about an hour's worth of installation. So probably going to cost you about, you know, $200-300 to get that installed, and the part is roughly about $800-900. So but a beautiful car here. I love the fact it's already done for that one, and I love this combo. So this kind of drives home to the point too that I mentioned in the intro, is that for our 2018s, you know, anything that is in the higher miles, we're absolutely seeing some of the pricing be in the lower $60,000 range. And the lower the mileage on the vehicle, the higher in those higher $60,000 price bracket, and even into the mid 70s we're seeing for some of those vehicles. Subsequently for the 2021s, we're seeing the prices drop, right? Here's another great example. This particular vehicle has been on the market for a while. I mean, we've seen it quite a few times on this channel, right? 197 days on Car Guru. Price went down by 6,300. Clean title, 0 accidents, 2 owners. And if you guys remember, we were seeing these prices probably, in Q1, they were around that $90,000 price point. We were extremely excited about that because, they continue to drop, drop, drop. Now we're seeing these floating anywhere between low 80s to mid 80s for your 2021 hardtop and convertible. And this is just another example of that right there. Here's another 2021 hardtop, 14,000 miles, $83,000, right? I absolutely love this color. That's that cadmium orange, with the toasted caramel interior. Love that. I think we mentioned last week that, there's only a few of these on the marketplace right now. So when those come up, they make a really good option for you. That one does look to be a touring package. I do like this 20-inch wheel setup. Really like this spoke version of it over the other 20-inch spoke version, but that's a great option right there for you. Here's another 2021. We're going to see this one actually at a little bit higher price point because of those low miles, right? The mileage on these vehicles, I feel like, really drives whether the car is going to be offered in the lower price band or the higher price band for that vehicle. Here's an 18. Again, 28,000 miles. That's below average, as we talked about last week. Average for these LC500s being $50,000 is what we've kind of, agreed upon. This one absolutely has the red interior. Yep. So this one's got the red interior with the Alcantara glass top. So we know from the glass top that it's absolutely got to be a sport package, right? As well as the 21-inch wheels gives that away as well. But I think at $67,000, if I'm not mistaken, this one is certified, maybe not. This one's got 1 accident reported, 3 previous owners. This one's at the Mercedes-Benz of Clearwater, okay? So no certification on this guy, and we do have 1 accident reported. So as always, make sure whenever there's an accident, or even if there's not an accident, you always check your Carfax out. And take advantage of, dropping this over to the Clearwater Lexus dealership. Let them do a full 200-point inspection for a couple $100, and then you drive away. And if anything, if I'm making an offer for this car, guess what? I might pay for the inspection initially, but I'm going to ask Mercedes of Clearwater, hey guys, do me a favor, take $200 off the car, and that's gonna kind of refund me for my out-of-pocket expenses on that. Here's another great offering, $30,000, ultra white red interior. Looks to be a performance pack. No, sorry, looks to be a sports package. Okay, certified. 1 accident on this one. This one's at the Lexus dealership. So I think one of the things I like about this one is that, yes, we may have, yes, at Lexus dealership, we may have the 1 accident, but keep in mind it's also been certified. So not saying that takes away from the accident that took place, but I think it may speak a little bit to how the accident was handled, right, in my mind. Okay, we've got a 2021 here for 90,000, convertible, 11,000 miles. Here's a 2020 for 86,000 miles. Now this one's got extremely low miles, and maybe that's why we're seeing it up in that higher band of the 80,000 price point. Speaking of 2020s, I did not see on the market, and I could have missed it, but I didn't see on the market our 2020, our infamous low price 2020 that we at Nightfall Micah that we've been talking about. So if I'm going to circle back with the dealer and find out, or the broker, and see if that one's still available. But if any of our community here happen to purchase that vehicle between now and the last time we posted it last week, please do drop us a line in the comments. We'd love to celebrate that with you, and love to see if this vehicle was just that impressive, and it just happened to be a diamond in the rough. I tell you what, it was a beautiful car, Great looking price. If you did pick it up, please drop something in the comments, share it with the group. We'll celebrate with you. And we'd love to see some pictures as well. Okay. So tonight, let's do this, family. Let's discuss at a high level the maintenance schedule on these vehicles, because last week we absolutely talked about mileage, because I think that's one criteria that we have to take into consideration when we're looking at these Lexuses, particularly the LC500s. And I feel like we really were able to kind of create some benchmarks last week on the mileage. Now let's talk a little bit about what the maintenance is going to be. Again, this isn't going to be all encompassing, but it's going to give us some idea of what we can expect, depending on where we purchase a vehicle and how much we might save or look to take advantage of in a certification where you get 4 years or 20,000, no, sorry, 2 years or 20,000 miles worth of services covered. Okay. So first one is absolutely the 5,000 miles. So every 5,000 mile, we're going to talk about what they're going to change out, and then we're going to talk about what they actually will inspect, right? Because not everything's going to be changed as a result of this. So every 5,000 mile, you can expect your oil change and oil filter to be changed out. And then from an inspection perspective, they're going to look at your wipers, your brake pads, calipers, rotors, and tires. And based on the inspection, they may, present you with an opportunity to change out some of those items. Okay. So, what I'm going to do in a few more episodes is I'm actually going to circle back and get price points on each one of these so that we can really then see how valuable any certifications might be. And then also too, if you happen to pick up a vehicle that's close to a 30,000 mile service coming up, you'll kind of know what you're going to be out of pocket for. So definitely I'll circle back around with some pricing and set expectations on that in a future video. Okay, looking at the vehicle of the night, I mean, this thing is actually dropped. I'm noticing this dropped prices before I was even able to shoot my video here. So this was actually 77, and now they've dropped the price to 76,918. Now, I was excited in the intro, but I'm super excited right now because clearly the management at this Lexus dealership is giving us an end of the month special that I'm hoping one of our viewers, it's your timing. Again, I don't want anybody to pull the trigger out of their season, right? Like, everything in GodSpeed, right? So when it's your time, it's your time. I don't want to influence anybody to do anything before your time. But if it's your time and this is your build spec and you have the budget for this, my gosh, how amazing is this deal? A 2021 with 41,000 miles. It's got the, arguably one of the best build options here possible. We have got, the bright white with the red interior. Remember, this is when it goes from the Riojo red to the actual circuit red. So you get slightly different color interior. This has got absolutely the performance package on it. So we got the amazing 21-inch wheels with the illustrious carbon fiber over the hood and on the inside scuffs. And again, certified. So we're going to get, the next 20,000 or the next 4 services, let's call it that. 4 services, 100% paid for. Look at that interior. I mean, look at this car. This is gorgeous. So again, like I mentioned on the thing, 45 days ago, this vehicle was $6,000, more than $6,000. It was actually $84,000. $84,000. So about $8,000 difference, or $7,000 to $8,000 difference in price over just the 45 days, right? Got the retractable spoiler, that little button right there. I love that. And so now, guys, you are absolutely getting this. Now, I'll be 100% honest with you. A part of me is extremely appreciative for the end of the month special. But when I see a dealer drop prices twice in the same week, actually, literally back-to-back days, what that tells me is that, listen, it's time for me to go in and be like my favorite Friday night show, Shark Tank, and really try to get a deal here, right? I can't imagine that there's not some wiggle room, even if it's a couple $100. If there's something you want to get done on this vehicle, like tint or something like that, that's an opportunity for you to ask the dealer to take care of the tint for you. That'll save you $500 right there, and it gives the dealer an opportunity to do something other than just take $500 off the price of the car. So absolutely think creatively. If you're in front of a dealer who's very incentivized to sell a car, but maybe they've hit their threshold on the price, start thinking creatively about other things that you want. Look at the tires on the vehicle. Even though this is certified, the reality is that, you know, they've got a rating, a scale that they use, a numerical scale. And let's just say the numerical scale says that if it's a 4 or under, they have to replace it as a part of certification. Maybe your tires are 5, right? It's absolutely documented. Take a look at that, and let's just say you go back to this dealer and say, listen, I'll buy this at $76,918, but here's what I need. I need 4 brand new, you know, Pirelli or Michelin tires on this vehicle, and it's a done deal. Let's sign the paperwork. That just saved you $2,000 and probably cost the dealer another $1,500. Okay, but at the end of the day, you've got a tremendous deal here that you can be proud of. So enough about this one, but man, you can tell I'm excited about it. And if anybody picks this thing up, please, 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 definitely circle back and let me know. Send me some pictures so we can celebrate with you, okay? All right. What's the next service integral? So every 10,000 miles, here's what we're going to change. Here's what we're going to inspect. We're changing out the cabin air filter. Okay, now obviously you're gonna also do the 5,000 mile change as well. So you're gonna get the oil change and oil filter as well as the cabin filter replaced every 10,000 miles. And what are we gonna inspect in addition to what we inspected on the 5,000 miles? We're gonna also inspect the smart keys and replace any batteries if necessary. Okay, so that covers the 5 and the 10,000. All right. So 2022 convertible options, these are still very high out here compared to the 2021s, right? Where we're seeing right here in the high 80s. Okay. Couple 18s here. Man, I'm loving this convertible. It's a little higher, but look at the price. I mean, the mileage too is definitely lower as well. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, maybe they put spacers on that car. If they didn't, there's something about that color combo with the black wheels that looks really stanced. I mean, that looks beautiful. You know, kind of puts me back into the Michael Knight Rider days. But that triple black, well, you know, that triple black look right there looks absolutely impeccable with the black top as well. So 92,000 miles, again, a little bit higher than what we see on convertibles because they're in the mid 80s for decent miles, but that's absolutely an option for us. Okay. Got a 19 here coming in at 77,000. See, here's what I'm talking about right here. Here's a 21, 24,000 miles, $85,000. And that's just the telltale sign of where we are with convertible 21s right now. Okay. Here's the vehicle that we shined a spotlight on last week. It's still on the market, $1,864,009. Remember, if you are looking to pick up this vehicle or you're considering it, we absolutely have a $901 discount that we've already talked with the seller on. So just make sure you let them know that you saw the car on GodSpeed, and they should honor that price for you, and that'll get you down to $63,999 for that vehicle. Here's a nice 18. Let's see what this interior. This is a certified opportunity right here at Nally Lexus. Okay, this one's got the toasted caramel. Loving that. This is a sports package. Clean interior. Got the carbon fiber spoiler we talked about a bit earlier. Love that on there. And I tell you what, the more I see this in person, this is becoming my preference, at least for the low-key spoilers, right? I mean, I've seen some more aggressive spoilers out there that absolutely look amazing. But when you talk about something that just feels like it fits perfectly on the car, this spoiler is absolutely becoming my go-to. I think I'm leaning about, 99% that when it comes time for me to put a spoiler on my vehicle, in my stage 2 customizations, I'm going to absolutely probably go with that Lexus OEM one just because of the price point on it The fact that it's Lexus carbon fiber, it's already got that amazing clear coat built into it. So I'll probably be pulling the trigger for sure. Okay, family, here is the one that we talked a bit about in the intro. Um, again, 63,734. Here's another opportunity where the dealership has dropped the price twice this week. Sure, it's only been by $100 or a couple $100, but that just shows you the intention behind them wanting to move this vehicle, right? So I would absolutely take advantage of, if I'm looking for it. The other thing I've got to call out about this vehicle is that, we're talking about a performance package here, right? This was the highest spec you can pick up on this. I think the only thing that I'm going to not call out negatively, but we've got some aftermarket wheels on this car, and that some people are going to like it, some aren't. I think those are 20s too, if I'm not mistaken, guys. Those are 20-inch wheels because the tire tread looks to be pretty thick for a 21. But tasteful looking wheels. I definitely can't take anything away from it. And Yokohama's tires, definitely not a cheap tire on it. So, you've got a very nice offering here. And at that 63,000 price point, again, here's where I'm absolutely going in and I'm saying, what else do I want on this vehicle? Let me see if these windows look tinted. There. Windows are down, but the backs look like the windows are tinted. So I think you're good there. If I'm looking at those, I'm definitely going to look at the tires. If those tires are even close to being needed to change, I'm definitely going to pull that out. This one's got 60,000 miles on it almost. So, you're going to get the next, 20,000 miles covered because this is certified. Let's look and see if this is, clean, 2-owner. Yeah. Come on, guys. That's just again, if your price point is high 50s, this is an offer for you to really start talking with the dealership and see where you can't negotiate. I don't know that you're going to get this down to $59,000, but I feel like there's some wiggle room in there. Absolutely. And if you come in, heavily financed or you're ready to make the deal happen, I don't see how you're not going to get closer than $63,000 here. So really excited about that opportunity for someone who, is in my bucket where I'm looking for one of these LC500s, but my budget was just, it needed to be in the low 60 to high 50 range. And I wanted a tremendous opportunity. I mean, mine's not certified. This one absolutely is. Mine has a little lower miles, but I'll tell you what, sometimes I think I'll trade some miles for certification. But again, great offering there. Here's another 2021, $82,000. We've seen this one several times on the channel. We haven't seen a lot of movement in this vehicle over the last few weeks, and it's probably because at $82,000, it's already on the lower spectrum. 25,000 miles. If I'm not mistaken, this one's clean. Yeah, it's not only clean, it's a 1-owner. It is coming through a broker, so you're not going to get any certification, but just a gorgeous vehicle. And if the summer doesn't cause these to tick up in price, then I have no doubt that we'll see this one, at the lowest spectrum of the 80s really soon. And before we get out of summer, I think we'll absolutely see this one even in the high 70s. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Clean Carfax, 1-owner. Love this option. Love that black on black setup. All right, so let's talk about the next interval. So every 15,000 miles, the change in inspection looks like this. We're gonna do a tire rotation and balance, okay, and then we're gonna inspect a lot of things here. So in my mind, I'm thinking every 15,000 miles, I might need to be ready to drop a few coins on possible inspection things. So you're gonna inspect the axle shaft boots, the ball joints and dust covers, the body of the vehicle, the brake lines and hoses, and the engine coolant. And so in my experience, they've never inspected engine coolant without, swapping it out or doing a flush, at least recommending a flush, right? So, I would say, and I'm going to get these price points for you guys on a different video, but I would expect that at 15,000 mile interval, be ready to ditch out a few coins because they're going to absolutely hit you up with a lot of flushing, right? Brake line flush, engine coolant flush, all that good stuff. Okay. All right. 2021's here. Again, we've got 3 offerings right here, and you can see that this absolutely proves out my my position on you're going to pay the most for the lowest miles in the price band, right? Here we go, 7,000 miles. We're up there towards the higher range of $80,000 for the 2021. Let's get some bigger miles on us and we drop back down, okay? Here's a nice red 18, $68,000, 34,000 miles. There's that black one we talked about last week. Just a quick reminder too that while we don't have a specific amount of a discount, just know that this seller is absolutely motivated. Very clean offering right there for anyone who is looking for a performance package at the best pricing on the market. Again, high miles, not taking that away from it, but guys, we're talking about Lexus here, all right? You know, you guys heard my stories, even my current 2002, I've got 270,000 miles on it, and just praying that I'm going to get this bad boy to 300,000, because I want to be able to, you know, state that I've taken one of these cars to 300,000 personally. You know, on the internet, that's not a hard claim to find at all, but I want to be able to speak to it personally myself. All right. The last interval is every 30,000 miles. So on the 30,000 mile, you can expect that they're going to change your brake fluid. So that's an absolute guarantee. But they're also going to inspect the fuel tank cap gasket, the transmission, the brake rotors, fuel lines, and connections. So again, guys, the way that my service experience has been that whenever we're changing the brake fluids, you can better believe that they're already inspecting the rotors. If your rotors haven't been replaced in the 15,000 mile interval, you can best believe that they're going to probably be ready to be replaced at this 30,000 mile interval. So have that ready. Have that money ready, that is. Same thing about the fuel lines. Now, the fuel line, I don't think I've ever had any flushes or anything like that. This is the most performance orientated Lexus that I've ever owned. So I'm going to have to probably see how that experience goes when I hit 30,000 on mine. But the transmission fluid on the flushes, you better believe they're going to recommend a transmission flush, or some type of transmission surface. So I'm definitely going to stack my coins for that conversation. All right, family, I think that wraps up another market review and another month. So looking forward to seeing you all next week for our first June market review. And we'll see if the prices keep on this downward trend or if we see a little bit of a summer bounce happen, okay? Hope you all enjoy your amazing holiday weekend. Please be safe. I love you all, and Godspeed.